Alright, so this is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Fall of Cybertron Generations G1 colored Bruticus, and this is a big box. Art is pretty awesome. This is probably what got me to buy it. Saw all the pictures of the art and everything like that, and I was like, eh. And then I was like, well, there's going to be a retail version. So I was going to wait for the retail version. But it didn't look near as cool as this one. I'm a fan of the original G1 Bruticus. And that was one of the only actually I think that was the only combiner that I had as a kid. And it took me forever to get that guy all together, all 5 pieces of him. And I actually still have him. But yeah, the box art is awesome on this dude. It's got Transformers Generations on the ends there, and then it's got a humongous, I guess it's a close-up of Onslaught's chest plate, essentially, but it's a giant Decepticon logo there. So that's pretty cool. And then both the long sides have this energy grid pattern thing on there. Now, open up the box, you got a handle on one side, and you open it up, and you get Bruticus. So, check that out. How cool is that? Let's see if I can do this without having, there we go. So, shows a picture of, it shows Onslaught. We got Onslaught, Swindle, Blast Off, Vortex, and Brawl. Picture of the man himself, and then the man himself right there. So the box, yeah, it's a little bit big for the figure. That's cool. Kind of adds that grandiose Comic-Con kind of feel to it. And he looks pretty cool in there, rocking the clear box. Now I'm going to go ahead and venture to guess that this box that's inside of here is exactly how he's going to be packaged. For the retail toy, let me get this out of the way. It did have the instructions stuck back behind here. So we'll get this box out of the way. And back down to a more reasonable scale. Like so. Alright. So yeah, there he is in there. Nice black box. It says Fall of Cybertron on the bottom. Decepticon logo on the side. It's all black. Got another picture of the same thing as on the flap there on the inside, and another Cybertron logo, and nothing on the bottom, and then Transformers Generations on the top. So let me go ahead and open this guy out, and we'll check him out and see what I bought. Okay, here's Bruticus out of the box, and I'm just not impressed. I mean, I like the way the head looks, I like the way the chest kind of looks, except for the fact you got these elbows poking out right here that actually reach to his back, and you got his hands holding on these little studs on the back there. As far as articulation goes on this guy, his head turns, but this piece right here just barely snapped on, so every time you turn his head and you're not careful with your fingers, it pops that off. Which I've had a little bit of practice, so I'm not knocking it off right now. He's got like a shoulder joint and kind of like an elbow, and then he has like a wrist joint right here. And then Vortex on the other side has the same swivel shoulder, in and out, and then no real bend, but he has a twist instead. And the hands are completely different. Like, you got this really chunky looking, almost G1-esque fist on this hand. You have this crazy thin karate chop, thin hand on the other side. It's just kind of weird. Which, you know, he's like this really odd amalgamation anyway. Now the legs, the actual hip is way up here, and it does give you a little bit of movement. There is another joint right below that, but as you can see the pin right there, it's actually pinned together, so you're not really going to be able to use that. He has a knee that's really low down here, and it also has a twist. And then actually in the package the foot was up like that, and just kind of, I think it looks better like that, more stability. Then the Swindle has the same in and out and twisty thigh joint, and then a really low. So yeah, I'm just not really impressed. He can kind of hold the gun in either hand, but this hand's gonna be open when he does it. I mean, this guy's like non-threatening. He's like, I don't know what the expression is, a paper tiger kind of thing. He has like, from the front he looks okay. Probably in the video he looks okay, but then, you know, if you go through and you actually look at how much bulk there is, I mean, looks like Blastoff and Swindle are the two biggest things on this guy. Alright, so you get him up like that, and this guy has no bulk. I mean, nothing. And he is like, wish I had a battery I could show you or something like that. But yeah, he's small. And then the colors too, like Blastoff, at least it's got the purple and a brownish color. I would like to have been a darker, more like the original G1 Blastoff. But the Vortex is still off base. He really would look better gray, and at least the colors would have made this figure somewhat justifiable. But even that, they're off enough where it's just not cool. Here's the G1. And you can see the colors I was talking about if you're not familiar with the original figure. I mean, he's got some of the basic elements there, you know, the cannons. You kind of got the shape there on the shoulders. Kind of got some of the shapes going on with the helicopter thing. But I mean, really, I don't know. It's really like kind of like a fail. Now he is a little bit taller. But I mean, this guy, he is like G1 chunky, and this guy is like Bayformer ultralight. So now, my favorite Bruticus out of all three of these that I actually have is the Energon Bruticus with the Fans Project add-ons. This guy is amazing compared to the other one. He's got a lot of chunk to him. He does have a bit of bulk going on there. I mean, you can just tell from that. I mean, this guy is really is massive. I mean, it is kind of funky with the vehicle like that, but really that's not that much better. I mean, you can tell it's a vehicle. Just kind of stuck down there as a leg. But that's cool. Kind of come to accept that with a lot of the combiners. Yeah. And here's the kicker. Alright, this guy, because they charge tax now. I mean, they tell you they don't, but I mean, they list the prices for the con figures. This guy was supposed to be like $99 or $100, but they charge you $108 because they're charged California tax. So he's actually more expensive than advertised, which kind of ticked me off. Same thing with the G.I. Joe figures too. So check this out, $108, and this guy was $50, and then I got the base Energon set that was actually 5 pieces. You just replace these with the aftermarket parts. Was $30, and I think I got it less. I probably got it for like 15 or 20 bucks. So I spent 120, 108. All right, and this guy came with like, he's got all kinds of weapons. Like, he doesn't really have them on him. He has like his knife is tucked away right there. He's got a couple of shotguns and all kinds of stuff that's not actually out. But he's super articulated. Like, I'm not gonna go through it right now because I'm actually reviewing this guy. But man, I'd rather seen them reissue this guy in the cool box that the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus came in. Because actually the box is the best part of this guy. I mean, I'll give the figure 3 out of 10 Energon cubes, because only because I like the head and the chest, and you know, the Swindle and Brawl don't look too bad, but the arms are just fails. The actual bulk of the figure is just a fail for how much money you have to spend on this dude. It's just not worth it. So if you're trying to buy this guy on the secondary market, I'd forget about it. Wait 6 months and you'll get this guy for like 40 bucks. I'm not even kidding. So disappointed in this dude. So I haven't actually broken him down in his vehicle components. So as an overall Bruticus, 3 out of 10. We'll come back and compare all of the vehicles with the previous counterparts and as a vehicle set and see what happens after that. So not sure when this video is going to come out for the rest of the stuff. When it does, you'll know. So, yep. So 3 out of 10 for the San Diego Comic-Con 2012 exclusive G1 color Fall of Cybertron Decepticon Bruticus. Alright, I will say this though real quick about the Bruticus. I mean, this guy does suck, but the actual basic Energon version of him kind of sucked too, especially the hands and feet were really junky. But with the addition of all the extra parts and these two figures, it made him an awesome Bruticus. So if somebody comes out and gives us 2 new arms and a bunch of add-on stuff that bulks them out a little bit, especially around in the back area, you know, I'm not sure exactly what they could do, then maybe he'll be an alright figure. But for now, I still think he's a pass. But I'm going to hold on to him and wait and see what happens. Bad robot.